Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, check this out. This is a subject that's been talked about for a while. For the last couple of years, and you didn't heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Now, recently, Donovan McNabb was asked, does he think he belongs in the National Football Hall of Fame? And he said, yes, he does. Now, let me give my thoughts on the whole, does Donovan McNabb belong in the Hall of Fame? And is Donovan McNabb a Hall of Famer? To me, numbers-wise, yeah. I think the only thing is with Donovan McNabb, I think Donovan McNabb fell short of that 40,000 yard mark. I think he threw for like 38,000 yards, 37, something like that. I think if he would have hit the 40,000 yard mark, I think that would have made him a shoo-in. But if you look at Donovan McNabb's career numbers, his touchdown interception ratio is better than a lot of quarterbacks that got in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. As I said before, or that's in the Hall of Fame. Troy Aikman only had one season where he threw for more than 20 touchdowns. Troy Aikman's numbers were very, as I said before, pedestrian. Never won an MVP in his life. I just think Troy Aikman was as mediocre as it gets. But he won 3 Super Bowls, and he ended up getting in the Hall of Fame. Jim Kelly got into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. And he went to 4 straight Super Bowls and couldn't close the deal. And he got in on the first ballot. Steve Young is very interesting. If I'm not mistaken, Steve Young was a league MVP. He was a Super Bowl champion, and I think he was Super Bowl MVP. And he played basically for like 9 seasons, and then he had that incredible run, versus the Vikings. That was dope. I actually saw that when it first happened too. I saw that when it first happened. Steve Young was a hell of a quarterback, and he was a left-hand quarterback. So he deserved to get into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. Donovan McNabb was a guy that, unfortunately, he played in an era where it was just a whole bunch of good quarterbacks. He played right around the time when Tom Brady and Peyton Manning was playing. Not to mention, Peyton Manning and Tom Brady played longer than Donovan McNabb. So, he had to play during the era where those guys were playing. And then, the Phillip Rivers, Michael Vick. So Donovan McNabb, he had to play in an era where it was just a lot of good damn quarterbacks that was out there. Drew Brees. He had to play in an era with all those quarterbacks. Drew Brees is an all-time passing leader. Tom Brady then won 6 Super Bowls. 6 Super Bowls. And still wants to play. That's the funny part about it, is still wants to play. And I still think Joe Montana is a better quarterback than Tom Brady. But, nevertheless, just the era that Donovan McNabb played in, he one of them dudes, he got sort of like lost in the shuffle. But he was a very good quarterback. Make no mistake about that. He was a very good quarterback. He didn't win anything, but he was a very, very good quarterback. Like I said, look in the era of quarterbacks that Donovan McNabb had to play against or play alongside. Play against. You know what I'm saying? That was played. I mean, this dude played in an era where he had. You got, Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. Most of those quarterbacks that I just named will be in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. Most of those quarterbacks I named have won Super Bowls. So that's why it's going to be hard to deny them access into the NFL Hall of Fame. I think Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. Now, the thing is where you get a little bit upset. Once again, Terry Bradshaw, yes, he won 4 Super Bowls, but Terry Bradshaw threw 2 more touchdowns than he did interceptions. Terry Bradshaw averaged an interception a game his whole career. That's not a good look. Then you had then you had Brett Favre. Brett Favre has the record for the most picks. One thing about Brett Favre, you didn't know what the fuck you would get out of Brett Favre. It was a gamble. 1 minute, Brett Favre would look like he was the smartest quarterback on the field, and then 1 minute, Brett Favre would just throw an ill-advised, just bonehead interception, and you would look at the interception, you would see nothing but the opposing team's uniforms. You'd be like, who in the fuck was he throwing to? Who was he throwing to? So that's what I'm saying. Donovan McNabb played in a crowded era of quarterbacks, so he kind of was the guy that got overlooked. But do I think he belongs in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. Absolutely, Donovan McNabb should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, he's been like what you call getting close. I think this year he'll be a finalist again, or he'll be the top 25. I hope he gets in because I think he deserves to be in, because his numbers are pretty damn good. His touchdown interception ratio is immaculate. Donovan McNabb did not throw a lot of interceptions. Had a great arm, you know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, he just didn't win anything. So, does he belong in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. Will they consider putting him in the Hall of Fame? They should. Will he get into the Hall of Fame eventually? I don't know. I hope so. But anyway, this is your boy Town Biz, and I am fucking out.